Good morning, you guys, and welcome to Coffee Time.
Welcome.
And today we are going to be talking about, is it possible to get over the past?
Yes. Is it possible to get over the past? Past meaning past childhoods, past friends, past relationships. You know, we have a lot of trouble moving on. So you have to do what you can to keep going.
Yeah. So, you know, as far as I talk to a lot of people, and I even deal with a lot of things that it don't haunt me in the past, but, you know, I bring up. And a lot of it is, you know, a lot of people have mommy and daddy issues. A lot of people have childhood issues as far as people picking on them in their childhood. A lot of people have divorce or separation issues. And I think it is possible to get over the past, but it's only if that person wants to get over the past. You know, a lot of people don't want to get over the past. A lot of people like to dwell in that hurt and pain.
Yeah, people like pain.
Yeah, people like pain.
People, for some reason, people like to stay emotionally hurt. They like to cry. You know, people like pain. It's like instead of you reaching for happiness, you'll keep going backwards.
Right.
To experience the pain over and over again. You know, our job here is to learn and move on, not to keep going back and experiencing the same pain that you come from, whether it be in your childhood or whatever pain you've been through. You know, to keep experiencing the same pain. You're supposed to learn from these and move on.
Right.
But a lot of people suffer from, most adults now are still suffering from things that they went through when they was a child.
Right.
Or when they was a kid or adolescent, you know. The people in the neighborhood tease you about your lips, about your hair, your complexion. The complexion is a big thing for people.
Clothes.
Oh, you need clothes, your clothes, what gym shoes you wearing, you know, so we can't move past that. Where I come from, Detroit, Michigan, when we was kids, we used to play a game called the Dozens, or we called it capping. Right. To where it makes you mentally tough because people will actually talk about you. We talk about each other. I talk about them, they talk about me, and we'd all laugh about it. Right. You know, you don't take it. Some people take things to heart, but, you know, we didn't take it to heart. So we'd cap on each other and we learned to get comfortable with our flaws. Right. You know, because we all come here, we all have flaws. And a lot of people, they don't like themselves. They don't like the way they look. Right. You find a lot of females now is going to get butt surgeries. They're getting breast surgeries. They're getting nose jobs because people naturally don't like the way they look. And most of these people suffer from when they was being talked about as a kid. Your nose, look at your big old nose. Look at your big lips. Right. You so skinny. Or you fat.
Or you too dark.
Or you too dark. Or you too light. Right. You know, these are the childhood games that we go and we suffer from. Right. Because sometimes you think you just playing games, but some people, when they walk away from that crowd, they go home, they start feeling bad about themselves. Right. They look in the mirror, they might laugh when they're with their friends, but they go home and they look in the mirror and they really don't like themselves. They look in the mirror and they don't like what they see. Right. Our job here is to love everything about yourself.
Self-love.
Self-love. And this body, this universal spirit that's in this body, and this vehicle that we come down here to earth to play with is beautiful and is ordained. And it's a well-balanced machine. We throw it out of balance with the stuff that we put into it. Yes. But it's a well-balanced machine. And you should give yourself nothing but love. No matter what your nose look like. 9 times out of 10, you got your mama's or your daddy's nose. Right. You got your mama or your ancestors' lips. Right. You should be proud of these things. People are always going to talk about you through our life from childhood on to adults. You know, people, even adults talk about each other. So it's not just a childhood game. Even when you get to be adult, people are going to talk about you. You have to get your skin tougher and look past your flaws and look past people's opinion of yourself. Love on yourself. Don't worry about how people feel about you. People are always going, no matter what you do for people, they're always going to feel a certain way about you. Right. You didn't do this. You did this. Right. Love yourself.
But you know what, man, you talk about this all the time. And like I told you, even when I was growing up, you know, in elementary school, you know, I was teased about how full my lips was. And it wasn't by girls, it was by guys, you know. And it was a certain guy, I'm not going to say his name, it was a certain guy that he used to tease me all the time. And it used to bother me back then in elementary school, you know. But do it bother me now as an adult? No, it don't, because I know that we were children. Yeah. And children don't know. We don't know that we hurting each other's feelings and that it's hurting that person. They don't know. Yeah. So if I seen that person today, would I still have a grudge against that person? No, I won't, because I know that as a child he didn't know any better.
But you gotta look at it like this. First of all, I want to say your lips are beautiful, baby. Those beautiful lips. Thanks, fella. I'm talking about my wife, fool. Anyway, most kids, especially boys coming up at an adolescent age, you know the girls you like, them the girls that you pick with all the time, or say something about it. Okay. See, this is what people don't understand. He don't know how to communicate with you and say, I like you. Okay. So instead of a man saying, I like you, he'll talk about you. He'll pick on you. He'll push you. This is his way of telling you, I like you. Because kids don't know how to say, just come up and say, hey, how you doing? I like you. Not elementary school. So they're going to pick with you. They're going to talk about you. Ugh, you ugly. You got big lips. But really, that person is liking you. Most of the girls, the guys they pick on, or some girls be bullies. The guy they bully, they bullying this guy because they like this guy. They don't know how to say, I like you. Right. So they'll come up to him and slap him upside the head, push him. Girls be bullies at that age. They bully you around because they like you. They don't know how to, we don't have good communication skills at that age. So this is the way we communicate. Right. But for you and everybody else, when people pick on you or talk about you, you take that, you carry it like luggage. You take it with you. You take it home. You take it in the mirror, and next thing you know, you start looking at your lips. Is my lips big? You start questioning. Right. Where you never question your lips. Now people are pointing it out to you. Now you question it. Right. Or am I overweight? Am I too fat?
Is I'm too dark? I lose weight? Is I'm too yellow?
Is my skin complexion too dark?
There's freckles on my, because I got freckles on my face. I used to love my freckles, but now they talking about my freckles. You know, it's all different things. But like I said, it bothered me back then, but it don't bother me now. Yes. You know, because I learned to love myself for who I am. You know, it took a long time, you know, for me to love myself, but I love myself for who I am. You know, and is there always room for improvement in your life? Yes, of course. You say, okay, I need to lose a little weight, but because I said I need to lose a little weight, don't mean I don't love myself. I'm just saying I need to, get myself back in shape so I can have a healthier life. So there's always room for improvement, but you should always love yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, we talk about this all the time. And, you was telling me about one of your coworkers. Yeah. About he had mommy and daddy issues. Yeah. Now, my coworker, one of my old supervisors, he was telling the stories of his childhood, and you could tell it still bothered him. Yes. The pain from his past. Well, he had about 4 or 5 siblings. It was him and about 4 or 5 brothers and sisters. But one day they came home and their mother and father was gone. Right. And that's these kids were so bad that the mother and father left the house and left the kids and left everything with them. Wow. The mother and father went with each other and left them kids right there. Wow. Because he even told me that they was bad kids. So they come home and his brothers and them was about 19, 20, and he was a little younger. Their mother and father had abandoned them, left them right there, left the house, left them with the house. So he said they had to get jobs, and they managed to start taking care of themselves. Everybody got jobs, and they started paying their own rent and mortgage. Wow, but the mother and father was gone. But fast forward, he said about 5 years after their mother and father just left the planet, just disappeared on him. He said he got on the bus one day. And he said when he got on the bus, he looked at the bus driver, and the bus driver was his mama. Wow. He said, "Ma?" He said, I looked at her and I said, "Ma, that's you?" Because they didn't contact their kids. They didn't say we gone. They just left and disappeared on their kids. Because sometimes as parents, I'm telling you, these kids will push you to the edge. Yes, they will. And before you hurt somebody in that house, you will abandon that house. That's right. Leave that house. And kids out there that's watching this, if your parents left you, you better thank God they didn't kill you, because a lot of parents kill everybody in the house and kill themselves. Yes. If your parents have abandoned you and left, it's because maybe you ain't on your job. Maybe you're doing something wrong. But people leave situations to keep their own insanity. Right. If you remove yourself from a situation, it's because you're trying to keep your own sanity. You're trying to find you. Right. A lot of people have kids young, and you lose yourself. Yes, you do. You lose who you are. So in their case, with them kids was bad as ever, the mother and father said, "Look, babe, these kids can have this house. We out of here. Right. They're going to have to finish raising themselves the rest of the way. We didn't sign up for a lifetime of raising kids." You understand? We can only take y'all so far before we let you go. You have to be man enough or woman enough to take yourself the rest of the way. We done our job as parents to raise you while you were little and young. But now it's on you. And when you get to the point where you cussing us out and disrespecting us, we walking away. Right. And we walk away, don't say, "Oh, they abandoned me." No, it's reasons behind us walking. It's always people just don't walk. It's always two sides of the story. Yeah, marriages just don't break up. When people walk,
is because there's a problem there.
It's a problem.
And I'm trying to keep my own sanity, so I remove myself from this situation.
Before I hurt somebody.
So I can get to know me again.
Right.
Because right now I'm out of character. I'm going to hurt you in here. So I got to leave this situation. Well, anyway, he got on the bus and he said that was his mama on the bus 5 years later. So and they never came back. So they decided to leave their kids.
So he didn't have any communication after that. After he sent her out the bus, they didn't talk no more. He didn't get in contact with her, nothing. He didn't say they just...
He said even after that, their relationship was distant. It's like their mother and father didn't want to be bothered with them no more. Sometimes you can show your parents enough to where they don't want to be bothered with you no more. I mean, the biggest thing you can have in your relationship, whether you're husband or wife, mother and father, daughter and mother, I don't care what relationship, is respect.
Respect, right.
Once you cross that line and the respect is gone, you throwing a relationship out. The fastest way to ruin a relationship is to disrespect it. Because I got a problem with my own children that's grown. And once they disrespect me, that's it. Once you disrespect me, that's it. One thing I got is respect. I grew up, I respect everybody. I respect my brothers, my sisters, my mama, my aunties. I got respect. But once you cross that line to disrespect me, I'm going to throw you away. Because one thing you're not going to do is disrespect me.
That's right.
You know, because I know me, I hurt you. So to keep from hurting you, I'll remove myself from the situation.
Right.
You know, maybe one day you'll come into it. Maybe one day you'll get it. You'll click. Respect is everything to me. So once you disrespect me, say goodbye to me. I'm gone.
That don't mean that you don't love them.
It don't mean I don't love you.
But I can't be around you because we don't respect one another. And if we keep doing this, somebody going to get hurt.
You're not going to disrespect me.
So it's best for us just to not even be around each other. Because, see, I mean, in today's time, people, the children, society, I'm not even to everybody then went crazy. People out here shooting their mama and daddy, shooting their brothers and sisters, shooting their husbands and wives. Everybody then gone crazy. So it's just best for everybody to stay away from each other if we don't respect each other. That don't mean I don't love you. But we just can't be in the same room, and we just can't get along. And sometimes in life you just can't get along. But a lot of people, like I said, I know a lot of people that's dealing with this mommy and daddy, and they in their 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, and they still saying, well, my daddy left, my mama left. But my whole thing is, I never experienced that. So it's hard for me to speak on it. But what I can say is that you have to learn how to forgive that person. You don't have to tell them physically. You can just forgive them in your heart, because that's the start of healing. Once you forgive somebody, then sometimes you can move past that. But my whole thing, okay, they wasn't in your life when you was little, but now you are adult. Now you can still have a relationship with that person. You don't have to dwell on the past, like, okay, you weren't here when I was a little boy. Okay, but if you really want to be in your father or mother life, you could be in their life for your adulthood. What's wrong with that?
But this is what it is. One thing about people, we so judgmental. You can't judge a person for what they have done until you go through it. Just like being a parent.
Right.
If you've never been a parent, most kids, they look at their parents like they don't do this and they don't do that. But if you've never been a parent yourself, you don't know what we're going through.
Right.
Just like divorce. You can't speak on divorce if you've never been divorced.
Right.
So sometimes you got to go through things in order to see, now I see why she done this or he done this. Because when you actually go through it, and we don't want you to have to go through it, but if you go through it, you'll see why they reacted the way they reacted.
Right.
Number one, we got to stop blaming people for our problems after we are grown. Look, let go of the past, because you can't move to the future if you're still dwelling on the past. Right. You supposed to be putting your thoughts into the future. Right. Whatever you've been through, and I know it's hard for some people to move on because people out here been molested and people have been beaten, but you might need therapy. You might need a therapist to move on.
And sometimes that don't help.
You might need to talk to somebody.
And sometimes that don't help.
But just sitting back blaming people and having a pity party is not going to help your life. You're going to attract more of that into your life. Right. You have to be able to move past all these issues. Right. But like I say,
and we can't change people. That's what people don't understand. You cannot change what happened in the past. You only can control your life. You cannot control what happened in the past. Okay, the past that's why they call it the past. I mean, I'm just saying that I know it's hard to get over certain situations. Like you said, people have been molested, beaten, abused, abandonment, and all type of stuff. But you have to move forward. Forgive that person and move forward. And then a lot of people say, okay, well, I did apologize to somebody for hurting their feelings, and they still don't forgive me. So that's what I'm saying. Some people just like to be and feel pain. Some people don't want to get over the past. Some people like to just dwell in the pain.
Well, when we come here, when I say when we come here, when we come down here, when we beam down here from out of the stars and galaxies, we come out of the universe,
sir.
people. If you don't know that, this is where we come from. We come out of the universe. When we come down here to experience these things. And the things we come down here to experience are not always pretty. If you think about it, everybody on earth is going through something. And we're experiencing something. Some of us come here to experience abandonment, heartache, loneliness. We come here to experience health problems. This is the things we come down here to experience. So life is not always going to be pretty. But the more you keep painting that mental picture of you having bad in your life, the more you will attract bad. The more you love yourself, love your body, and love your surroundings, and love what you got now,
Right.
the more you're going to attract good into your life, and you're going to attract more good things into your life. We have to stop dwelling on bad stuff.
In the past.
If you think about it, people spend 90% of their time throughout the day dwelling on bad stuff.
In the past, I'm telling you.
So what you're going to attract? More bad stuff.
I mean, I'm just saying that a lot of people, like I said, I know a lot of people, you know, the mommy and daddy issue. This is really bad with the mommy and daddy issue. A lot of people is, you know, they mad at their mom or their dad for leaving, and it's like, okay, I feel like if you that upset about it, go talk to that person instead of going behind their back and talking to other family members and your friends. Did you even consider sitting down talking to this person and letting this person know? Because see, sometimes people don't even know. The parent might not even know that you have an issue with them.
Yeah, but some of the kids don't even know the pain that the parent is in. So people, if they leave and walk away, it's because they're trying to keep from hurting themselves. They're trying to keep from hurting you. So they walk and leave the house.
I understand that, but you can't sit there and be saying, I don't respect my mom and dad, or I'm not going to respect them because they walked out. You haven't even sat down and, okay, you 30, 40 years old and you still saying, I don't respect my mom and dad because they walked out on me when I was 10 years old. But have you had that conversation with that person? Instead of talking about them to you, the other family member and friends, you should sit down and tell that person, because that person, your mom and dad, might not even know that you have an issue with them. They wondering why you acting funny too.
People don't communicate.
People don't communicate.
Know how to communicate.
Communication is the key. We already told y'all that.
But like I said before, they only judge you because they haven't went through nothing yet. They haven't experienced anything. People that judge you the hardest, they never experienced no pain. They haven't experienced what you experienced. So they're gonna judge you on it. Why you leave? Why you go? Just hope to God that you don't have to go through that and you have to run away from your family or run away from your friends.
But a lot of people, a lot of these. I'm sorry, but a lot of these children, this is what I'm talking about, because I'm telling you, it's a mommy and daddy issue. A lot of these children is blaming these parents for breaking up, you know, and saying, and then they taking one side, they taking one parent's side, and then the other parent, they bashing them. You know, your daddy left, so F him. We rolling with mama. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me tell you something. In relationships like that, somebody better leave before somebody get hurt.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that the children they not mad at the mama because the mama didn't leave, but they mad at the daddy because he left. But my whole thing, if your father was still in your life, even though he stayed in a separate home, but he still was in your life. You know what I'm saying? Just like he was in the house, but he just stayed in the. Why do you have an issue with me? I still took care of you.
And I'm gonna say this to the parents out there, any parents going through this with their kids, because let me tell you, parents, this is for the parents. Some of these kids, your babies, your children, ain't worth 2 cents.
No, they're not.
And some of them ain't gonna never be worth 2 cents. So I don't care what you do, how much you give them, it's never gonna be enough. Nope. You're never gonna be able to please your children. So I'm telling you to stop.
Yep.
Let them figure it out on their own. Stop kissing their butt. Stop kissing their butt. Some of these kids, they want you to kiss their butt and they want you to give. The minute you don't give them one time, they hate you. They hate you. They throw you away. Look. Once they get a certain age, let them go. Let them go. They come here to experience too.
Right.
Who are you to hold them back from experience the pain and the pitfalls that life has to offer them? Because they're going to go through the storm too. We all go through the storm when we come down here.
You can't be Superman.
So you can't protect them forever. No. And then all their flaws, they blaming you. My mama, my daddy, My mama didn't do this. My daddy didn't do this. All their
Right.
flaws, people love to push their flaws off on their parents.
Especially when they
And they shortcomings.
and they shortcomings.
'Cause they ain't done doing it right.
Because they relationship ain't working out or whatever. So they want to blame it's your fault why my relationship ain't working out because you left my mama or you left my daddy. That I ain't got nothing to do with that.
So if you're a parent and you're dealing with grown kids, so-called grown kids is giving you all type of
Yeah,
hell
they ain't grown.
about things like that, let them go.
These
Let 'em
kids
go.
is crazy, and they
Reach
don't
for
have
peace.
they don't have no respect for us. They talk to us any kind of way, and I think that's very disrespectful. I'm 42, and I don't even talk to my mom and dad, anytime. I still say yes. Mom tell me to go to the grocery store right now, and I don't feel like going. I'm still gonna go because that's how much respect I have. These kids is disrespectful, and they use it. That's all they want to do is use her. As soon as we tell them no about something, F you.
It's like, they said when we was kids, our generation was bad, but it
Nah.
seems like every generation is
It's
getting
worse.
worse and worse
It's
and
worse.
worse. These children don't respect nothing.
No, they don't.
It's to the point where adults, we don't even like talking to these kids no more because you can't tell them nothing. And then if you say something to them, they go tell their parents that you said something to them. Next thing you know, their parents in your face. Well, why you tell my kids this? Look, I'm telling your child something right.
Right.
I'm not trying to lead your child wrong. Why you in my face want to jump on me now? Because I'm trying to, your baby out here acting up in the streets. And I'm trying to send his ass home. Mm-hmm. To keep him from getting in trouble. And you in my face now. Because the child that come home and told you something totally different.
It's really sickening to me because, like I said, everybody wants to blame somebody because of their past. Look, get over it. Get over it. We got enough in our current life right now, in our current situation right now, that we should be focusing on. I ain't got time to be worried about the past. The past, that's why they call it the past. The past is the past. If you're not close with your brothers and sisters like you was in the past, then so what?
So be it.
It's a reason why. You know what I'm saying?
Move on.
If you ain't close with your mom and dad, or your mom and daddy did this, whatever, talk to them about it. If you're not man or woman enough to talk about it, then leave it alone. Stop bringing it up.
I'm going to tell you something.
Because clearly your mom and daddy don't know that you feel that way. So tell them so they know, and then give them a chance to explain why you. Look, I didn't know you felt this way. Well, let me tell you the reason why I did this and this and that. But out in the streets talking about people behind their back, that's not good. That's not good. And a person don't even know you feel this way about them.
Let me tell you something. All relationships are not meant to last forever.
No, it's not.
I don't care if you're family, brothers and sisters, sister and sister,
husband, wife,
brother and brothers. You're not
children
gonna be,
and mother.
If y'all was close when y'all was young, don't mean you're gonna be close as adults.
That's
It
right.
don't, because we grow apart. We always grow apart. You live, you learn, and then you grow apart.
Right.
Some people grow apart. Sometimes you never
Rekindle
reconnect.
that.
You never reconnect. But think about
Right.
it. We come here by ourselves. We leaving by ourselves.
That's right.
This is your journey. Nobody's going to go along with it all the way with you. So if you and your siblings and y'all not as close as y'all used to be, it's going to be like that. Sometimes it's like that.
A mother and father. Children and the
children and parents.
If you're not close,
That's just life.
That's life.
Make peace with it and keep going because
Right.
this is your journey. You here for you. Really, you come here for you. They come here. People come here to teach you things, and once you learn about human beings, the more I learn about humans, the more I want to stay away from them. Shit,
Yeah,
I rather deal with the aliens. They talk about the aliens. I rather talk to the aliens. Shit, I rather talk to the damn trees outside than deal with people. So
I mean, it's
I kick it with the aliens.
But I'm just saying that I'm sorry, but I'm saying about these children. These children are ungrateful.
That's people.
They ungrateful, and they talk to you. They threaten you.
People only happy when you give them what they
threaten
want.
you like they threaten you and tell you what they gonna do to you. And I beat you down. I shoot you. I do this. I mean, who says that to their parents? Because I'm not doing what you want me to do. Because I ain't got $50. Now you want to shoot me?
This is the generation.
These kids is gone crazy.
I say kick them out. If your child's not respecting you in your own home, kick them out. Let them figure it out. You out of here. Kick them out. If they're not respecting you, can't respect me. I don't care who you
can't be under my roof and you talking to me. I don't trust you. I don't know if you're going to try to do something to me while I'm sleeping.
Because me, I ain't trying to keep you forever.
I know that.
I don't care if you're my child. I'm trying to get rid of you. I'm trying to get you out the door.
It's sad. It's sad that people, like I said, a lot of people say, well, you can't, it's hard. I mean, y'all should not speak about certain stuff when y'all haven't went through it. But I'm just saying, that's why they call it the past. You have to move on. You have to make peace with it. Make peace with it. Because we can't make people be who we want them to be. That's the whole thing. We want to control our life and everybody else's life. We can't make people be who we want them to be.
Because you know what they say? Well, you're not the father I wanted. But guess what? You ain't the child I wanted.
I know that's right.
So this is what we have to mix emotions. But maybe, just maybe, we both come here to experience that side.
Right.
You're not who I wanted. I'm not who you wanted, and this is what we come here to experience.
Right. People don't think
some
about
of us
that.
come here to
a lot of
experience
people ain't
abandonment.
People ain't deep on this. Like
it's bigger. It's bigger than what we think when we come here. Some of us come here to experience abandonment. We come here to experience loneliness, selfishness. We come here to experience all these things. So if you and your parents or you and your kids not getting along, it's only because y'all come here to learn from each other. You know, you look at that pretty baby when they're born, they're loving and they're beautiful when they're little.
I love them
but when they get to their teenage and adolescent years, they give you hell. Because they come here, those are your teachers. They come here to teach you. There's lessons in this. There's lessons on life. Everybody come here. We learn from each other. We learn from each other. When you get to the point where you feel like you know it all, that's when you lose it because nobody knows it all.
Nobody.
We forever learning.
Right.
When you think you know everything, you missing a point. We forever learning daily learning.
Everybody want to be right.
Your kids are here to teach you. Parents, there's lessons involved in it. Kids, your parents are here to teach you, and it might not be what you want. We're not gonna give you everything you want. We're not gonna give you. Don't look to us for your happiness because you're never gonna find it. Happiness comes from within. Don't look to your parents for happiness.
A lot of people are miserable.
Yeah, you miserable. It's just you miserable.
You miserable, not me. Don't try to blame me for your flaws.
And some people, they have to blame other people for their misery because they don't realize that it's them.
Look in the mirror.
You making yourself miserable.
Right.
You know,
you want to keep harping on what happened to you, and I didn't get this and I didn't get that when I was growing up. So what? Get over it.
Yeah, we got to move past all that.
Worry about your current situation right now. If you didn't get the gym shoes you wanted in elementary school, you an adult now. Get all the doggone gym shoes you want now. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't get a leather coat, get all the leather coats you want right now. What's the problem?
Nobody's happy.
People just want to be pointing fingers at certain people for whatever because they not happy with their own current life. They not happy, so they gotta point fingers. Because
you're looking for other people to make you happy, and happiness is an inside job. It's an inside job. Within. You have to make yourself happy. People gonna fail you every time.
I know that's right.
Eventually, your best friend, your brother, your sister, they gonna fail you.
Everybody.
They gonna leave you.
Everybody go fit.
You're here for you. You gotta love on yourself. Let me show you something. Wrap your arms around yourself.
I know that right.
I love me. I love me.
A lot of people don't love themselves.
That's why I can laugh at stuff like that when I go through that stuff. Because I love me. I love me.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't love it.
Love on yourself.
Let me tell you something. A lot of people got teased back in the day because they was too cute. That's what I'm saying. Some people get teased because they ugly, and then some people get teased because they too cute. People are like, look, she thinks she look good. Look at him. He think he all that. You know what I'm saying? So people, look, you can't worry about that.
People always judge you.
We can't control how people. We can't control what come out of people's mouth. We can't control how people act. We can't do none of that. Look, if you're not close with if you grew up being close with a sibling, one of your siblings, and then y'all not close no more, then. So get over it.
That's the way it is. That's life.
We can't make them like us. We can't make them talk to us.
People not gonna like you.
Be close to you no more. Get over it. It's hard, but
people be in their own feelings.
Right.
They be in their. People always gonna judge you and be in their own feelings. So I can't worry about your feelings.
No, a lot of people want to control their life plus your life. You're not gonna control my life, and you can't control my life and somebody else. And I'm not doing. You can't do that. Okay. We was close when we was siblings. We was close back at home. Of course, you're gonna be close back home. Some people not even close, even though they grew up in the same house, they still ain't close.
Yeah, some brothers and sisters grew up and they hate each other.
Some of them it was close when we was in the house, but now we adults. I done moved on. I got a husband, kids, working. We not close like that no more. But don't get mad at me because I don't call you all the time or come and see you all the time. That don't mean that I still love you, but I'm just busy.
You know the killer part that killed me? People always say, you don't call me. You don't call me. You never call me. But then I look at them and I say, you got a phone too. You never call me.
No, they don't call you either.
This is a relationship. It ain't one-sided where I just got to keep calling you. That's why I stopped calling people. That's the reason why I don't call nobody. You know?
So yeah, that's the reason why sometimes you just gotta, see if people wants to reach out and communicate with you. But like I said, you know, we can't control people. We can't control how people feel about us. You know, at the end of the day, we just gotta love on each other. That's it.
Yeah, keep going.
And keep going. And like I said, leave the past in the past and just try to, if you have a problem with somebody that did something to you in the past, if you can talk to that person, let that person know, and hopefully you guys can come to some type of conclusion and move past that. And like I said, you know, leave the past in the past and just move towards a brighter future for yourself.
And on that note, we're gonna say y'all have a blessed day, and we out.
And we out.